Two things I always tell people in that role: work smarter, not harder.
Okay.
But work harder. Okay. In the beginning, it is simply how bad do you want it.
Whether you're a seasoned vet of the payments industry or a brand new rookie who just heard the term dual pricing for the first time, you're in the right place. This is the only podcast that shares the strategies and stories behind selling merchant services. Welcome to Agent First.
Okay, welcome everybody to another episode of the Agent First podcast. I'm excited for today. I'm Justin Vollrath, your host. And I'm thrilled to be here today with Rob Cervantez, old friend.
Been a while.
How you doing, brother?
Doing great, man.
Good, man. Good. Glad for you to be here.
Here in Phoenix in the wintertime, you can't beat it.
Yeah, you brought the rain with you. We never get rain,
me.
and you brought it with you. Yeah. So I love kicking this off just hearing your story, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as I always say to all of these, nobody grows up and says, I want to be a credit card processing. You stumbled into this somehow. Mm-hmm. You're born and raised in
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah. Right? So how did you get into this industry?
So I came out of college with this grandeur ideal that I would go into marketing.
Okay.
It's sexy, it's cool.
Yeah.
Got a degree in marketing and realized pretty quick that if you want to make any money in marketing, you got to either move to Austin, Texas, or New York, or Chicago, or some place like that, and that just wasn't in the cards.
Okay, yeah.
So went into sales instead, which was great. Started out right out of college selling TV commercials for churches.
Okay, that's oddly specific. Okay.
Yeah, that was about a 2-year gig and did well, advanced. Then all of a sudden something happens on the corporate level, and the rug's pulled out from underneath me, and here I am.
Yeah.
Wife, young kid, just, signed on to my first mortgage.
Right.
And no job.
Right.
So moved over to the same thing, essentially for businesses, did that for a couple of years, same thing happened. Right. Got a hold of a headhunter, walked into the funeral industry.
Oh.
Sold crematories.
Okay.
Sold crematories, but about 2 years in, I realized none of the promises that the guy made to me were going to come true.
Yeah.
I was working super hard, advancing, doing all the things.
Right.
Just realized that until I took control of my own destiny of somehow, I wasn't going to see the results that I wanted.
Right.
Had an entrepreneurial spirit, but didn't really have the means by which I could just start a business. Right. So that being said, it led me into working with, I think, with you at Heartland.
Yep.
Got to work there for about 4 years.
Yeah.
Saw some advancement, saw some results. Yeah. Then realized I don't want to work for global payments. I really didn't. And I actually made a decision to make a move somewhere. Yeah. Before I noticed that they had launched Beyond. Right. They were going to launch Beyond. Right. As soon as I saw Bob Carr's, actually scared my wife, believe it or not. I saw his announcement. I believe it was on May 1st. On LinkedIn. Yeah. And I'd already had it kind of stirring in the back of my head, like something. And I literally
he was at that conference on stage. Yep.
It was Selling Power.
Selling Power.
Yep. And I just sit in bed next to her, thumbing through the iPad, and just that's it. I got excited and I said it pretty forcefully and loud, and she about jumped out of her skin.
Yeah.
And I explained, oh, by the way, I've been thinking about it's time for me to make another move. Yeah. She's like, oh, great,
awesome,
brand new company. Let's do it. Long story short, you and I got to know each other there, and stuck it out till the end. And you had called me a few years before the end. Right. Said, hey, buddy, here's the light. I just couldn't see it. Right. But, God's timing is what it is. And we're almost, I think March is, my first deal at Pay Compass was March, coming up on 2 years. Right. Here in a couple months. So.
But to be clear, I called you just to talk as friends, not to solicit, because that would have been a violation
exactly.
of my agreement.
You wanted to just call me. Say, hey, Rob, how's it going? Oh, things over here are great. But
That's awesome. What year did you start at Heartland?
It was February 9th, 2013.
2013. Okay. All right. So 12 years you've been doing.
I jumped
almost 13 years now.
Yeah, almost 13.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's great. That's great.
Full circle. It's been great.
So, but a part of your background I know that you didn't mention there is military.
Yeah. Spent 6 years in the Marine Corps.
Right.
Right out of high school.
Okay.
Went to Iraq in 2005.
Yeah.
Came home in 2006. So, okay, it's time to move on.
Okay.
So, did my thing.
Yeah. But what did that? I assume, and I'm honing on that a little bit because I'm sure there are other people out there that have similar backgrounds, right? I mean, military teaches you a lot of ways to really buckle down, obviously focus, be diligent,
Yep.
be structured. And that leads into a lot of people that have success in sales from those roles. Mm-hmm. How did that help you?
So military, obviously, it teaches you discipline. Mm-hmm. It teaches you to take risk. Mm-hmm. But most of all, it gives you a thick skin.
Right.
But I mean, that's sales in general.
You need that, yeah.
And sometimes it also teaches you you got to leave the ego out of it.
Okay. Yeah.
It can't be about you. Your actions determine what happens to others sometimes. Right. And so you got to be focused on more a servant heart and how to take care of others than you are, just your own, success.
Yeah.
But no, the military, the Marine Corps was great for me in that. And also it gives you an identity. Right. It teaches you who you are in a lot of ways when, things hit the fan.
Right.
So
find out what you're made of real quick, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to go, overseas and
yeah,
put your training to the test.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's I'm glad I did it, and it's a big part of honestly who I am today.
Were you in a leadership role in the Marine Corps?
I advanced to the sergeant level.
Okay.
So by the time I got out, I was commanding a platoon of some sort. As a platoon sergeant.
Okay.
So when I was over there, I was a corporal, so I ran a squad. And, that'll humble you quite a bit. So,
I bet. And the reason why I say that is because I know leadership's a big part of your identity and who you are, right? I mean, and what I've always just loved about your approach is you've never been the, I'm going to come down on you, hammer. You're always the, how do I help? How do I relate to you? How do I help you see it for what makes sense for you, not for what makes sense for me? And so, let's talk about that a little bit more, like from a leadership standpoint. I mean, because as long as I've known you, you've been a leader of people, a leader of other people, whether it be in this industry or outside this industry, I know as well. And so let's talk about that a little bit.
For me, I've always looked at leadership as an opportunity to serve.
Uh-huh.
It's something where you hear the mantra, nobody cares what you know until they know how much you care. Yep. There's nothing truer in leadership because there's a, not to get cliche, there's a big difference between boss and leader.
Right.
Absolutely. And, a leader, cares more about the people that they're entrusted with than they do, their own egos or their own success or whatever else.
Yeah.
And, for me, there's no other way to do it.
Right.
Whether it be as a head of household or whether it be, taking care of people, in the business world or in the Marines, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's the same skill set that has to be developed, but it starts here.
Right.
So I've always believed very strongly that everybody wins when we're taking care of each other.
Right.
So you can make it all about you if you want, but the moment you do that, you're going to lose.
Right.
So at some point.
Yeah.
And so it's a passion of mine. But also look at it how that also plays into how I take care of my merchants too, because at the end of the day, they have a choice, and building a relationship there and taking care of them on the level that I promised is, a big deal.
Right. Absolutely.
And if I don't, they leave.
Yeah. So, for sure. We talked about the leadership, but obviously, before that or while doing the leadership, you were also actively selling, and you still do today. That's still a big part of what you do. What have you seen that has changed the most for over the last 13 years? There's been a lot of changes in this industry. What's been the biggest impact for Rob? For you as a individual in this industry, what has changed most that you're like either for the good or for the bad? What are those? What is that for you? You're like an old timer in this. 13 years, a long freaking time. Yeah.
It's the gray in my beard. I think that the entire selling approach has changed.
Okay. Yeah.
When you go from a W-2 to a 1099, you have to lean on the relationship more than ever.
Right.
Because it's not about selling a company identity, a brand, as much as it is selling a relationship.
Oh, yep.
When I worked at Heartland, it was benefits and features. It was it was when Blue first came out,
right.
and I hit that pretty hard. Just going to higher end merchants who I knew took a lot of Amex and selling them on that feature of Blue.
Right.
But that was the focus. It wasn't about the relationship. It was, hey, I can give you this.
Right. That's true.
Which is still obviously very important. But now it's more...
Or end-to-end encryption, remember?
End-to-end encryption,
right.
or the pricing guarantee or whatever, right? But it was feature-based more than it was relational. Truth is, I can give them everything that the guy down the street can give them, right? What he can't give them, or what I don't want him to give them, or what I want to show them that I can give them is that relationship.
Right.
You text me at 8 o'clock at night, I'm going to send a text back. I'm going to figure out how we can take care of you. Right. And also, as a salesperson, I have personally, this is my own personal approach, I have focused on businesses that aren't going to conflict with my personal life.
Oh, yeah.
I don't call on bars. Just because I don't want text messages at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm asleep.
Yeah.
I have 3 kids at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where there's other people out there who that's a forte for them. Yeah. You know, so I'm calling on auto repair shops. I'm calling on dentists. I'm calling on dealerships. I'm calling on people who are within the capacity that I have to take care of them with the tools that I have. And so it's about being smarter about what you're doing and who you're calling on, you know.
That's a great point. And that's something I don't know that I've ever heard anyone really say and focus on, but that's such a simple approach that I don't think everybody's listening out here. That's probably kind of an aha moment for a lot of people is
I mean,
let's not, if I don't want to take calls at 2 o'clock in the morning, why call on businesses that open at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Well,
right?
and it's something where, like, there's a podcaster that I follow, I'm not going to say who, but he interviews billionaires. He literally runs around on YouTube and interviews millionaires and billionaires. And one question he always asks is, what could you tell 30-year-old me how to focus in building, millions and billions down the road?
Yeah. And
a large portion of them, they always say, do what you say you're going to do.
Yes.
Do what you say you're going to do. And it comes back to that integrity. Like, if people trust that you're going to do what you say you're going to do, then they'll stick with you.
No, it works out.
And and then their reputation grows, and they refer you to their friends and things like that. Why? I'm not going to put myself in a place where I can't do what I say I'm going to do.
Right.
And so that's part of it too, is that commitment to doing the right thing, and offering that level of service.
Right.
So, I'm not going to call on people that I need to call on, that I need to take care of at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So,
so there's people out here listening to this right now that are struggling, that are thinking about throwing in the towel. Maybe they're brand new. Maybe they're with the wrong company. Maybe their manager is screaming and yelling at them, give them no support. You've been through the hard yards. You've been through the ups and the downs, and you've built a tremendous career. And I know this industry has meant a lot to you. It's done a lot for you and your family, right?
Oh yeah.
I'll never forget when you and I were talking, and you were building the new house, and I know you're living in it now, and it's amazing. And you've got,
and you heard donkeys in the background.
84,000 animals and all that stuff. But what has this industry done for you? What has it meant for you? What has it meant for Rob and the Cervantez family?
It's taught me to focus on the things that are most important.
Okay.
When you're a younger professional, younger than I am.
Yeah.
I'm not that old, but it's all about just getting things started.
Yeah.
It's the grind. But the truth is, once that grind has proved itself a little bit, it becomes strategy.
Right.
For me, it has meant freedom.
Okay.
It has meant I can coach my kids basketball.
Yep.
I can pick my kids up from school. I can take my wife on day dates.
Yep.
Because our kids keep us so busy that's the only time that we have. Just the two of us.
Yeah.
It means that I can meet the needs of others.
Yes.
And speaking with my financial advisor, he's always asking me, like, how are you sowing in others? How are you making sure other people's needs are met? You're blessed. How do you take care of others?
Love that.
And he makes sure that I keep that in the forefront of my mindset, because being a giver is something that is proven to come back around.
Right.
So the industry itself has been a phenomenal avenue to pursue that bigger picture.
Yeah.
And so that's the best way I can answer that question.
I love that. Dude, that's great. And that's a great phrase to say is freedom. I think, a lot of people enter this industry because they look at how much money they can make, or the friends doing it, or it meets their work schedule timelines that they want, when they want to work. But it really turns into, you're right, absolutely right, the freedom to do. If you want to tomorrow to say, I'm going to Mexico for a week, you can do it. No,
Yeah.
and there's no one telling you no, right? That you can do that and you can afford to do it.
Well, that's where one of the, when you and I talked, I mean, that's, trusting you has been a big part of this. You earned my trust at Beyond.
I appreciate that, man.
And it's the relationship. You do business with people you like and trust,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
We could have a culture here at Pay Compass that is quotas and pushing numbers and it may be better for the bottom line.
Right.
But the truth is, it's not as good for the culture.
No.
And it's not going to attract the people that we want from a standpoint of, the mindset of, like I just said, taking care of what we need to take care of when it comes to our merchants and our families.
Yeah.
And so it's, it doesn't, back to the Marines things, it doesn't bode well for the troop welfare.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
So that's a big part of why I've, made this my, essentially my exclusive offering.
I love it.
So it's very much appreciated.
I appreciate it. We're going to have to talk about that essentially part later, but that's fine. It's okay. So what you've built a tremendous career. You've got kids at home that are busy and keeping you guys busy all the time. You've got all the animals and stuff. What's next for Rob Cervantez? Whether personally, professionally, what is the next thing that you're passionate about, man? That you're looking at 2026 and beyond and saying, what can I do?
It's back to that freedom piece.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I thought you were going to ask me that question. So thanks for emailing it over.
Yeah, of course.
Diversification.
Okay.
So this career with Pay Compass has allowed me freedom in my time, and it's allowing me freedom in my finances.
Yeah.
This industry has a lot to offer, but also, you look at the future. Where are we in 8 to 10 years?
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You never know.
I've been through now 2 companies that were purchased by another company or things like that, which it's one of those things where true freedom is stability and foundation. So 2026 for me is, how do I take the success I've had here, continue it, continue to grow it, continue to, through relationships like I've built with associations that I have in Oklahoma, that kind of thing, but also, take it and put it into real estate and investment and become a business leader at my in my community, not just a credit card guy.
Right.
So
love that.
It's the beginnings of that, and I still got so much time, man.
Yeah. Oh, so much. Yeah.
I don't plan on retiring.
Right.
And I'm 44.
Yeah.
So
you only look old. You're not old.
I feel old too. But
yeah.
I would say that's the best way I can answer that question is simply, how do I take this and grow it?
Okay.
So
if I'm a brand new agent and I'm listening to you, or I'm standing in front of you and I'm like, I'm brand new, I'm eager, I'm coachable, I'm like, let's go. What would be your biggest piece of advice you'd give me as brand new? Like, I don't know anything about this industry. I've been selling cars and I decided I want to do this and this, I'm all in. What's that piece of advice for that new guy? You coached a lot of them. I know that. You've helped a lot of them, find success.
2 things I always tell people in that role: work smarter, not harder.
Okay.
But work harder. Okay. In the beginning, it is simply how bad do you want it.
Yeah.
And this isn't a statement of to detriment of anybody, but in this day and age, especially in the younger professional community, it's going to go to who is willing to put the work in.
Right.
And now, I think the work ethic is something that, if you have it as a young professional, you are already heads above everybody else.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of them out there who don't have the work ethic. They want it to come quickly and easy. There's nothing quick and easy in this life.
Right.
Maybe if you're an AI professional.
Right.
But most of us aren't smart enough for that.
Yeah.
But no, grind. Your early years are to grind. That's what the early years are for. When you have the energy and you don't have the financial burden, and kids and mortgage come with a lot of burden over years. Trust me, as teenagers, they cost even more money.
Right.
But as young professionals, it's time to grind.
Yeah.
Grind it out, and then when you're my age, you have the ability to be more strategic with your time, and
you've built it.
You've built it. You've got a foundation under you, and you've also learned a lot.
Yeah.
You've learned how to roll with punches. And, again, this is the third company in this industry I've worked with in 13 years because of the industry changing and things being different.
Right.
But each time I've come out on top.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you learn a lot.
You'll continue to. I have no doubt in my mind. Well, Rob, I appreciate you being here, man. I appreciate you making the time to hang out with us. And whether you realize it or not, your story's inspiring. It inspires others. People look up to you and learn from these stories, and it's going to help a lot of people. So thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for watching another episode of the Agent First podcast. See you next time.